Hi, my name is Pedro. I'm from Bristol in England. I'm 25 years old and I'm about 9 months into a pretty diverse challenge to get from the UK to Sydney in Australia. And now I'm in Sri Lanka. I've been here for just over 3 weeks and I've just run the length of the country from north to south. About 600 kilometers in 3 weeks. That's me.
כפרה שלי, אוי כפרה שלי, אוי כפרה שלי, את כבר לא תהי שלי, בראשי אותה תמונה, כשאת הולכת בשכונה, דיבור מפולפל ובלונד בחומצן שמסתיר, שיער מקורזל ויפה, אני שיניתי.
I had the great chance to accompany Pete on his attempt to run across the spine of Sri Lanka. I had the chance to meet and get to know a great person and be part of a great adventure. And in this film, I want to take you guys on the same adventure. I have been chasing the lamb.
בראשי אותה תמונה כשאת רוקדת במסיבה איך תפסתי לך את היד ואמרתי סלחי לי כפרה אולי את במקרה מפתח תקווה אמרת לי לך קיבינימט
So why did I decide to cycle from Bristol to Sydney? It was the coming together of a lot of different motivations, and I first had the idea to do a big cycling trip. When I was about 16, I met a guy called Alistair Humphreys, who's a great British adventurer, and he cycled around the world for 4 years, and he was just such an inspiring guy. And I forgot about him, to be honest, until I was about 21, and I came across him again, and eventually in the summer of 2017, I put a lot of research into seeing what he'd been up to, and I just had this feeling that I had to go and do something massively different to what I had been doing, which was working in the pensions industry as a sort of a financial consultant. And I just decided that a huge bike ride would be just the best thing to do for me. I've always loved being active, I love being outside, and it gave me an opportunity to explore photography a bit more, which had become more than a hobby and just a really big interest of mine. So I left in June 2018 and I spent 5 months cycling across Europe, during which time I ran 7 marathons in 7 different countries, just as an extra challenge and to break up the cycling. And from Istanbul, which is where I reached at the end of Europe, I flew to India and I spent 3 months cycling from Delhi down to Cochin in India, all the way down the west coast. And I threw in another marathon just because I could, and by that point I quite enjoyed running, the challenge of it, and the break from the cycling was nice. So I ran a marathon in Mumbai, and then I flew to Sri Lanka and took a fairly lengthy break from cycling. I've been really happy with my equipment during the run. I put a fair bit of research into it, so I've been planning this for a long time. So I had a really good Osprey backpack, which at first took a bit of getting used to, just the weight of it. I think it was about 10 kilograms. But in the end, I actually didn't notice that I was running with a backpack, and I didn't notice the weight at all. And I think that's probably a sign of getting a good bit of equipment. So I have a bit of a mixed history with running. I used to absolutely hate it. I would do anything I could to avoid it. And I think I faked an injury once in school to get out of running a track event. Before I started doing marathons, I'd done 2 10k events and 1 half marathon. But I just decided I needed to have a bigger challenge than just cycling. And I've always wanted to run a marathon, but never really got round to it. So before I had run my first ever marathon in Paris, I had already entered 7. Across 7 different countries in Europe, and I trained hard for the first one but got injured, and to be honest it was really tough. I wasn't well enough prepared. So since I started doing marathons, while cycling, it's been hard to train effectively. I just don't have enough time. When I'm cycling, I'm tired and I want to rest to go and do a bit of training for running. So the marathons was really tough in Europe. But deciding to run across a whole country is just completely different. You don't really approach it like a marathon. And I had the idea about 2 years ago, in fact, before I'd even run my first marathon.
We just arrived at Point Pedro. Named after you. Pete, what time is it actually?
Experience
Nice.
now. Professional.
Time to run.
Been knocked
Awesome.
down a couple times. Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. Man, dude. Bad. Fast. Last night, I cut the light off in my bedroom, hit the switch, was in the bed before the room was dark. Getting better. Fast. Better. You, George Foreman, all of you chumps are gonna bow when I whip him. All of you. I know you got him. I know you got him picked, but the man's in trouble. I'm gonna show you how great I am.
Why would I put myself through this? It's a fair question. I've always enjoyed being active and challenging myself. And when I was working in Bristol, I didn't feel like I was getting enough of a challenge. I just felt like I needed to do something that pushed my body beyond what I'd ever done before. And I've been inspired by a lot of British adventurers that have done similar things, that have run across countries, that have run around the coast of Britain, run the length of Britain, and I just decided that I wanted to be one of those people, I guess. Not like this great adventurer, but just to have done something that either no one's done or very few people have tried before. And sitting here now, I think it was worth it. There are such amazing things we found on the way in Sri Lanka, like beautiful scenery, incredibly generous and kind people.
Are you actually running at any time, or are you just taking pictures all day?
I'm just taking photos. That's the only reason I'm here.
Signing autographs here? Huh? Was geht ab, Kinder? Na, alles cool?
Are you coming with me? Got some more company for the rest of my run. You're faster. You're quick. Oh, actually can't keep up with them.
Easy. In the relentless heat of Sri Lanka, it's absolutely necessary to do regular breaks for drinking to refuel, and we also did one bigger break during the day, every day.
I'll stop affected, I'm here now. I'm unstoppable. I'm here now. I'm unstoppable. Move your body to Felix flavor now.
In total we had 3 rest days, and while the main focus on our rest days was just to chill, we also one time rented scooters and went up to a tea factory.
I had visions of making a classic.
The first elephant, ladies and gentlemen. And on the left. No. What do you think of that?
The diverse wildlife in Sri Lanka is just a pure joy.
My relationship to dogs has definitely changed over the past 3 weeks. I've always loved dogs. I've always wanted a dog. But the dogs in Sri Lanka are horrible. Maybe not all of them. Some are quite tame and they'll just chill out when you run by. But the majority of dogs here will scream at you, they'll run after you, they'll try and bite you, they will bark at any time of day, they'll run after you in packs. This is why I hate the dogs in Sri Lanka. I guess it added an extra layer to the challenge that I probably wasn't expecting. Even running at night on the final day, we would run through a gauntlet of 80 dogs over the course of a few hundred meters. So yeah, a little bit irritating at times. So big stresses were dogs and traffic. And there's one other thing, which is, apart from screaming children, there's one thing that's really specific and I'd never come across it before. In Sri Lanka there are bakery vans that just drive around with like bread and cakes, and they play this song, and every van plays this one song. It's like this arcade game whining noise, and they play it all hours of the day, and we would often get woken up at like 5 in the morning by these bread bakery vans playing this song, and it's the kind of thing that gets into your head and just won't leave. And we heard it everywhere we went across the whole country, and yeah, really little thing to be annoyed about, but it became quite a big thing. Really big irritation.
I never want to hear this song ever again in my life.
How do you feel hearing this after 65 kilometers?
It's the most annoying sound in the entire world. I hate it.
Yeah, and actually that whining song is kind of a good example of just how much noise there is in Sri Lanka. Coming from India, which is quite a busy place, and a lot of people think about sort of chaos and noise in India, I was expecting Sri Lanka to be a bit more relaxed, but actually there's just noise everywhere. We had one night camping on a reservoir, and we found a really nice quiet spot, and there was a house party going on till 4 in the morning with drum and bass music. There's just constant traffic, and particularly buses will put their horns on even if there's no one coming, and they're going to give you a lot of space, and they'll put on this blaring horn that just scares you to death. Cars and trucks are just so loud. The engines are really old and really just like this guttural engine noise all the time. So it's quite hard to find a moment of peace in Sri Lanka, surprisingly, until now. Rice and curry and dal. I could leave it there because that's pretty much everything I ate for the past 3 weeks every day.
Only stopping for places with the 6 magical letters. Buffet.
But I mean, in the mornings I'd chow down on a load of bananas, bread, cake. Break often for fresh coconuts, they're really good. There's a bit of an energy boost. At lunch I would eat usually a big meal. It would be rice or curry or fried rice with chicken, and usually the same again for dinner. So it got a bit repetitive, but it's also perfect fuel for running. Just loads of rice and carbs, and to be honest, the food in Sri Lanka has been some of the best I've tasted on the way.
Hey bro,
Yeah.
how happy are you about that food?
Ecstatic. I'm happier now than possibly any other time on the trip. This food
Why,
is really
why is
well
that?
done. Long day, 40k, some uphills, felt like crap for most of it. And we couldn't find a hotel for like an hour. So I'm just gonna stop talking.
Enjoy your food.
It's so good.
Pete, what are you doing?
I'm drinking chocolate milk. It's just so good. I'm gonna have a cookie with it.
Could you probably tell the people how many chocolate milk you drink in 1 week?
How many are drinking
1 week?
at the moment? 7. I have 1 a day. Every night.
Is it just 1 a day?
I think so. I've probably been days where I had 2 or 3. It's so good.
It definitely is. Oh, you're just so right. Is this your favorite brand, actually?
Probably.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they all taste the same, so I think every brand I find is my favourite brand.
Pete, tell me about your thoughts. What's going on in your head?
Like anything in the world or related to our run?
Yeah, like just the current mood.
Current situation. Well, it's been a tough day. We've done like 25k-ish, almost, maybe. We have about 9 more to do today to get to a reservoir where we're going to camp, which looks really nice. And then same again for the next day and the next few days after that. And then the last day, it's going to be huge. We're going to do an ultra marathon distance. We're going to smash it. Until then, I'm going to feel really tired. Probably been playing quite a lot.
Do you think it's gonna be getting easier from day to day, or how has it developed throughout the last days?
First 2 weeks, we were, apart from your ankle, we were basically fine. And like none of our muscles hurt. But the last 2 days, we've just been absolutely screwed. Like, today my calves are just shot, which I think is from running downhill. We've gone down like 2,000 meters in the past couple of days. So, like I said yesterday, everything hurts. I don't think it's going to get any easier. But that's fine. It's kind of what I expected. A bit of a challenge. It's meant to hurt. And if the last... so much traffic. If the last 4 days are going to be really hard, it'll be worth it. Because, yeah. I think I've got to the point where I can't speak anymore. Too tired.
There's the word.
Well, tired.
Tired.
Is that what you're looking for in everything I just said?
I was just pointing the camera at you so you can say that we are tired.
Okay. Short version. We're really tired. It's warm. It's only about 10:30 and it's probably about 34 degrees. But it's beautiful and worth it.
Hey Pete,
Hello.
can you quickly tell the people what's the state right now? What's the status?
Well, Mark's just woken up from a nap. I haven't slept, but I am really tired. We're about 28k in today. We have 5 kilometers left, and we really don't want to do it. But there's a hotel at the end of it. So, probably should. We're gonna get there soon and sleep, and then go out for dinner and sleep. Yeah.
If you try to find words for these 5 kilometers, how would you describe them?
Necessary.
That's all?
Yeah.
It's a hill, get over it, right?
Yeah, exactly. It'll happen eventually. I don't know when we're going to leave, but it will happen. Yeah.
Woo, Kobe! Was this the longest day so far?
This is by far the shortest day so far. And the hardest.
Somehow.
16 kilometers we did. And it took us, what, how many hours?
I actually gotta stop my watch.
4 or 5 hours? It's ridiculous. We were like little school kids today, just whining at everything without anyone to tell us to shut up. Just complaining about dogs and traffic and hills and buses. Oh, yeah, it's a tough day. Spent most of the time sat down researching restaurants for tonight because we really want to earn the food tonight, but I don't know if we have.
Sure, we're there.
We're there. Well, we're at the sign, but that's not... Every town we come to, the sign is like a kilometre before the actual town. So we're not there yet.
Yeah, well, it's downhill, huh?
Yeah. Everything hurts. Everything hurts. If I had to pick one event, one occasion over the past 3 weeks that will stay with me forever, it's probably running my first ever ultra marathon distance on the final day. So on our final day we covered about 75 to 80 kilometers, and we did the first session of about 35 kilometers and then decided let's just go for it, let's finish it, and finished with a 45 kilometer ultra marathon overnight. Started about 10 o'clock in the evening and finished just after sunrise on our 21st day. And it was something I'd never put my body through that before. I'd never run overnight before. And the final stretch, running under a perfectly clear sky with just stars overhead, there were fireflies buzzing all around us. It was a bit surreal, and I think that will just stick in my head. That will be an overriding memory of this past 3 weeks.
Hey, Pete,
Yeah?
Pete. Good news.
What?
It's only 9 kilometers left. How do you feel about that?
Considering we've run 67 today, oh, fantastic! Oh my god! How do you feel?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Can't wait. It's going to be the best 9 kilometers.
Yeah.
Of the whole trip.
Just gonna flow through.
Shall I go?
Yep, yes please. We want to see this.
See this tumble.
This is a running posture you will never find somewhere else.
We lose ourselves in the spirit of things. We lose our sight when we put our trust in things of this material world, of things that fade away. Yet we keep coming back, 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 my friend. A thing